Hey everybody, welcome back to Digimon World Dawn. This is Protozoa Man, and today we'll be finishing off these side quests that we have. So let's hop right into it. The last two side quests we have are, one is the Aquan side quest and the other is the bird side quest. So this one is find a water pillow. Talk to Bedamon in the Shine office. Alright. Between episodes, I did not go and do anything. The only thing I did was go back to the farm just to heal quick, because I'm sure y'all didn't want to see me have to run back there for 1 second. Thanks for taking my request. I need you to go to the sunken tunnel. I can't sleep since the earthquakes, but I had a water pillow that lets me sleep well. I left it in sunken tunnel. Please go find it for me. Alright. So back to the sunken tunnel it is. And alright. Is this a new location for us? It is. So we actually have not been to the sunken tunnel yet. Alright. A new area. We'll see what kind of Digimon are here too, because it's always good to see what's all new. Alright, Bedamon, great. I decided in between episodes not to go and kind of grab any new Digimon for the team. I thought, you know, you might as well see the whole playthrough, maybe minus walking to like go heal the Digimon at times, stuff like that. Just so you guys know, I'm not doing anything funky off out of the recordings or you miss anything, because I don't want to accidentally miss something or walk into something that's not supposed to, or that's story important, and then me not be recording it. Ooh, I love Kapurimon. This is one of my favorite Digimon too. There will, I think, have to be a time where if stuff doesn't kind of come naturally throughout these last two side quests, I'll have to go and get some new Digimon, because just having these three, they're not bad, but it would be good to start training up some other Digimon as well. Looking elsewhere? What? I don't know that I've ever seen that. Or maybe I have and it's just been a long time? Is my Agumon because I know that there's a friendliness amount. Because he's been knocked out enough, is he not got high enough friendship? I'll have to check that after this battle. Because I don't know that I've ever seen that, but I certainly know I've been having a bit of a struggle with Agumon. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. So, I guess show that off. You can see here the friendship on Chronomon is 2 hearts and a little bit of a third, where Agumon was 1 heart. Alright, so that's something I guess I'll have to keep an eye on. That's a bit of a bummer too. But I guess the only way to get him back up more friendly then is to do more battles, so I'll just now that I actually remembered to go and buy healing items and stuff, it should be a little bit easier to keep him alive. And I'll do my best not to hoard items for the time being and just use it all. I feel like this area is easier. I also, so you guys know, I don't have like a walkthrough or anything up. This is just completely going in more or less blind, besides for just kind of knowing a little bit from, you know, a long time ago when I played. Well, this guy is certainly out of place. Let's just quick heal. Well, you're only missing 12? We should be fine. Those are famous last words. Did I see a water pillow? Yeah. I just found one and picked it up. If you want it, then you'll have to fight me for it. I don't understand. I don't, guys, I don't understand why Agumon is so weak. I also don't understand how it can be so unlucky. Although, I know of my terrible luck. I don't remember if it was in a Digimon episode or... No, it was when I was recording Die in the Dungeon. Which, if you guys haven't checked that game out, I would highly recommend that game. Anyway. So I like to play D&D, and I have played games like Blood Bowl and Warhammer 40k and Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and games all, you know, dice-based games. But the people I've played with will tell you that I have quite possibly some of the worst luck. I can specifically remember playing, wow, it's just so bad. I can remember playing a game of Blood Bowl in real life, the actual tabletop Blood Bowl, not just the one that's on Steam. But him and I were playing, and I tend to play, or I was playing the Lizardmen team, and he was playing Orcs, and I think by the end of the game, I had 3 players left on the field, I think, and over half of my players had died, which is so incredibly unlucky. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, how are you so lucky and how am I so unlucky for this to have happened? And it's just, so my luck is nothing specific to this game. Let's just keep these 2 alive. And outside of this, outside of the video game world, I'm recording this today on, what is today's date? The 23rd of January. And I'm a really big motorsports fan. And being in the US, the motorsports world is coming back. It's pretty soon here. But this weekend is... Wow, that affects item use? You gotta be kidding me. So, Agumon is just not gonna do anything for me, huh? That's crazy. And he's 1 XP short. Oh, okay. Ouch! You're very rough, huh? The previous owner, if that's the case, then hurry and give it back to him. Ko got a water pillow. Okay. Back to what I was saying. This weekend is the 24 Hours of Daytona. And I'm really excited because it marks like the beginning of the North American motorsports season, because it'll be that, and then in a couple weeks it'll be Daytona 500, and then at the beginning of March, I'm really an IndyCar fan, so the IndyCar series will start on, I think it's March 1st this year. So I'm super excited for motorsports to be back. I like ball sports too, so like football, baseball, but I've always been a motorsports fan. And so I'm excited for it to come back, and I always am. I think winter is, for sports at least, is not my least favorite time, because I do like football, and I maybe get some boos and hisses in the comments, but I am a Packers fan. I know. But like, I really like football, but after enough of football, I do think the football season is too long at this point. I know that they're talking about expanding to possibly 18 games and maybe adding some teams like overseas and everything. But I'm a little bit of an old man yells at cloud kind of person, where I really liked the so if you don't know, the NFL used to play 16 games a season, but now they're at 17 games. And I don't necessarily dislike the 17 games, but there was something about 16 games that I liked. It was shorter. I think it was probably better for the players, because it just there's so many injuries now, and you don't ever want to see anybody get hurt, and it's just so many injuries. So I'd like to go back and see 16 games, maybe plus even an extra bye week, because they just get one bye at this point, which is insane. So if they go to 18 games, and hopefully they would give the guys one extra bye week. But the other thing I'd like to, I don't know. It's I also will have another hill I like to stand on, and people are sick of me saying it, but I'm sick of the NFL and teams playing in domes. Like, being a Packers fan and having been to Lambeau a couple of times, which is much less than pleasurable in the winter, which is only when I've gone is more or less winter games. I think the nicest game that my wife and I went to was like, it was just above freezing, so like maybe 35 degrees that day, which wasn't so bad because it gets hot in the stadium. I'll finish that story in a minute. So, Kapurimon, we were able to get at high enough scan data, so we can come here and digi-convert now. Right? I'm not crazy. Yeah, you have to have 100. Okay. So, Kapurimon, scan and convert. This is the first time we get to see this, too. In training, Digimon, Kapurimon is born. Alright. And like I said, I'm not original, so he will just be Kapurimo. Yes. How close were we with... So Bataman was 50%. Oh geez, Vmon and Patamon were 20%. Those Hawkmon. Alright. So we got a while for those. But I think we do end up going back to those locations a couple of times. Now the question is, I need to remember how to actually put them on the team. I think that's in the other PC. Yes, Digimon list. Yes, here we go. And I will move him to the party. Kapurimon has been added to the party. Oh, it does show what attributes they're weak to. I probably should have noticed that sooner. So he's weak to water. And strong. Okay, great. All right, so now we got a new member. Let's go. Ooh, I should check his Digi-evolution route too. Let's see. What does Kapurimon need to Digivolve? So we can get Hagurumon, Kodamon, or Pawn Chessmon. And that's Pawn Chessmon Black, I believe. Yeah, that's Pawn Chessmon Black mode. Alright. So the team expands. Great. I'll finish that story after we grab this next quest. Ko, welcome back. Yay, that's my water pillow. I'm so happy you found it. Thank you. Now get your reward at Shine Center. And one to go. This is the Reception Center where we deal with quests requested by bird Digimon. $95 tamer points and some bits. Oh. That'd be kind of nice if that just kept you in to take another quest. So, find red shoe material. Talk to Patamon and Shine Square. Alright, so now we have to go find Patamon. Shine Square. Is that over here? Nope. I have a vague memory of back playing this originally when it came out, and there being a side quest where I think I walked around for like what felt like forever to try to find the Digimon, and I just never. I eventually found it, but it felt like a half hour. Hi, Ko. I work making red shoes, but I'm all out of bark and paint oil. I heard you can get both at Login Mountain. It's too dangerous for me, so I want you to get the bark and paint oil for me. All right. That sounds good to me. Let's go and do it. Okay, my rant about dome stadiums in the NFL. There's something about it to me that it just feels so like football to me seems like it should be a fully outdoor sport. Like the playing in the domes takes away so much of, I think, the intrigue for me. Like part of what there always is like at Lambeau, right? Being open air and being in like Wisconsin and playing as late as they do in the season. Holy cow. This is a lot of enemies. Okay. It's just playing in the open air in December is so much more interesting than essentially getting to play every single game in a dome with somewhat perfect conditions. I know like stadiums like Seattle tend to be somewhat harder to play in because of how loud they are. But that, I don't know, I feel like that's not anywhere near the same as playing outdoors, like in the rain, in the snow, in high winds, something like that. And you don't always get that, but I feel like a lot of times that just makes the game so much more interesting to me. So that's my pitch to make all the NFL stadiums have to be outside and not have domes. It is nice if it is storming outside that you can continue to play, and you know, you don't have to postpone games and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't know. It's an old man yells at cloud. I'm very aware. I'm very aware of this. My other one, which I know will now never happen, because one, the stadium is too small for the amount of people that want to see it. But I would love for the Super Bowl to be held at Lambeau Field. But that won't ever happen. No one wants to come to the Midwest in the winter. You can take my word for it. It's just, yeah, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. That's my rant, and a lot of people have had to hear me talk about this rant, and I get told I'm wrong a lot on this point, and I don't know. I feel like I'm right. I feel like I've made good points. So one thing I'm noticing in this game, get back to the topic at hand of the video game. One thing I'm noticing is it does feel like certain areas are easier than others. And one thing, okay, so we can only get to level 11. So aptitude is level in this game, I believe. One thing I like about some new, and again, to compare to like Pokemon Legends ZA, the locations have a like a level, a recommended level, which I think in the past I've thought like, oh, that's why would games put that? That's not needed, blah blah blah. But I really feel like playing games now, especially something like this or Pokemon, it's kind of helpful to know that, where if you go in, like in the last episode I recorded of this, and we were struggling so much to keep Agumon alive. Like, it'd be kind of nice to know, like, oh, you should have rookie Digimon that are at least, like, this strength to come into this location as a recommendation. Not that it bars you from it, because obviously we were able to get through it, but just to know kind of what to expect. I don't know. It's just it's a thing that that is pretty nice. At least it feels nice to me to have. But maybe you guys disagree. I don't know. Alright. Kaporimon. I think at least I need to get to... I need to at least get that 60 attack. Alright, there's the paint oil. Now we just need to find the other item. Well, we can get Monodramon on our team now. I don't know that I ever used Monodramon either. I don't know that I know what Monodramon's evolutions are, actually. Yeah, I don't know that I'm sure I will as soon as I see them, but... See, because I'm saying, like, this area feels so much easier. Like, no one's getting absolutely walloped here. Frankly, I should probably put in Kaporimon. Who should... Yeah, let's do that. Oops. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I might end up regretting this, but we'll find out. Oops. I'm very excited for race. The whole point of me bringing up racing season was to talk about racing and not talk about football. But the end of the football season does always bring on the beginning of the racing season, for me at least. Alright, so I'm seeing I should probably not have Kapurimon out. Yeah, okay. He's coming out. Get extra experience being in right now. But I'm really excited for the IndyCar season this year. I'm really excited to... We actually end up... I have tickets to go to the Phoenix race this year. And... reorder. There we go. So I always try to make it to a couple races every year. And so I'm excited to be able to see both the IndyCar and NASCAR races at the same track. Back when I was a kid, my parents and I used to go and to, if you know, if anyone's familiar with the Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, we used to go there, and they used to do doubleheader weekends more often, where it would be like NASCAR. It might have been like the Busch series, so not the top end series, but and like the truck series, and then the IndyCar series like on Sunday, and the other two on Saturday or something like that. And that was always great because you got to see both series, and if you weren't necessarily the biggest, I know plenty of people were not IndyCar fans, but you end up being there and kind of getting to see a race and might get you interested in it. So it's just great to be there. And I'll recommend it to... You got Bark. Nice. I would just recommend everybody go, if you have a chance, even if it's your local dirt track, which frankly is... I remember going to the local track when I was from where I was as a kid, and some of those races are fantastic. And it just... The old tracks, or the local tracks have so much more of a... so much more of an old school feel, you know? Like... that they're not as well kept and everything, which has its downsides for sure. But you get to see some really great racing at those too. So I would recommend out there, if anyone gets the chance to go to a race, even if it's just a little local track, but especially getting to go to see the IndyCar series. I think the IndyCar series puts on the best show. Pretty much no matter where they go. Even I've gone to the Iowa race, and if you're familiar with a couple seasons ago, some of those Iowa races were not necessarily the best races, just single file, not a lot of passing, not a lot really going on. But even those races are, to be there in person, it's just something totally different, and it's fantastic. And I'm sad that Iowa's not on the schedule anymore. Hopefully it comes back, but although Milwaukee is back on the schedule, and it has been now for a couple seasons, and Milwaukee was always my favorite track to go to as a kid. So now back with Milwaukee is fantastic. So now, if I had to recommend one track, Milwaukee would be the track. And I haven't gotten to go to the 500 yet, which is on my bucket list of places to go, is the Indy 500, because I've been to the I've been to Indianapolis Motor Speedway to see the NASCAR Cup Series when they race there many years. Well, I guess they're back now, but we would go and see them in the late aughts, so 2000s-ish. And just to be able to see the Indy cars essentially on their racetrack would be, it's on my list to go, and my wife and I have talked about going, and we fully intend on doing it, but it's it can be quite pricey, and when you work full-time, both work full-time positions, kind of being able to get time off for both of us to go can be a little more challenging, as I'm sure a lot of people are aware of. This is the way to the exit? Yes. Anyways, we're probably close to the end of the episode here because I just need to leave and give the shoes. But did y'all enjoy the half hour of rambling on sports talk? If you did, leave a like and a comment and a subscription, please. If not, still leave a like, comment, and a subscription? That'd be great. And tell me what you would want me to talk about, if I have any idea about what it is. Kapurimon's getting pretty close there to being able to Digivolve. Now, I'm not saying, game, that I want to be able to Digivolve it right now. I don't need that many fights. One of the other comparisons I will make, just thinking, with the new Digimon Time Stranger, Digimon Story Time Stranger, one of the things they did in that game, which I really, really like, and at first I saw it, and at first when I read like the little tutorial blurb on it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but I ended up really liking it. Was if you stood still in that game for it was a certain amount of time. It was not long, generally, but it was like if you stood still for like a couple seconds, it would pop up a little information box that would say if you hold still for 6 seconds or something, your Digimon would be fully healed. And I really, really liked that. I think that was a nice, just a really nice mechanic to have, where you didn't have to constantly like be going into your menus and healing all your Digimon. And like it's fine to do that, to have to go into menus and heal all the time, and I get it. And it kind of made persistent battling, like going through an area like this, somewhat trivial, but it was super nice because it helped the pacing of the game continue onward at like, because you didn't have to constantly break it up with different, like, oh, I have to go in and I have to heal and I have to revive this character or this Digimon and etc., right? I think it just really helped the pacing, and I like that a lot. Where, like, obviously this game is old, and so maybe that was never thought of. And at the time, this is just sort of how the games were. This and similar games, right? But with, like, again, like, now using Pokemon ZA, not having that is not really a challenge, but it's just something I had noticed where I was like, it does kind of slow the game down to have to constantly like go from mission to mission and like go go to the Pokemon Center and revive your Pokemon. It's not a lot, but it's just enough that it was noticeable to me. So, Monodram, nice. All right, and now we got two more party members too. Digimon list. Move him there. And move Tokomon to the party. Alright, and let's go turn in our shoe parts that we got. Tokomon was over here. Right here, yeah. Heiko, you got me the bark and paint oil. Yay, thanks. Now I can make red shoes. Everyone will be happy. Now get your reward at Shine Center. Alright. So that, I believe, should be all of the side quests. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so one question I did have as I was thinking. Quest completion, 12%. And that, let's see, is this one also at 12? Yes. Okay. So, I think from that, we're seeing that we're 12% of the way done with the game. Or at least with the side quests. Nice. Alright, so then we should have a Union quest that opened up. We do. So, next time, we will take on that quest. And it looks like... I was going to leave that up. Talk. Thank you. So next time, we will go and explore the Limit Valley. Alright, thank y'all for joining me. We'll see you next time. Bye.